This is a 2006 Ford GT. I've had the car since May 2011. It is unmolested, bone stock, just as God wanted her. Well, first and foremost, Ford dealer, so that certainly helps. I just love the car, how unique it was, you know, given the egregious amount of money that you're going to be spending and that you need to budget for a car like this. There's a lot of options available to you, some a lot more common, some a lot less common, and between being a Ford dealer and the fact that it's very passionate about the car and given its rarity, that's the choice I made. I'm going to refer to a dream car that I had as growing up, and because I grew up in the 80s, you know, the poster was always that justification for higher education poster, and within that was a you know, a V12 Ferrari Testarossa and a Porsche 930 Turbo, and I've been lucky enough to own one. I've owned many 911s. I have not owned a G-bodied 930 yet, so I guess that would be it. I think I would start by saying my name is Kevin Zimick. I have a car problem, and there's no 12-step program to help me. It started at a very young age. Neither of my parents were particularly into cars, very much a point A to point B transportation thing, and I can't explain how I got bit by it. I had a neighbor who drag raced, and that I found that I was really interested in the noises and sounds and the multi-sensory engagement with a car that drag races only, and I had a dog that chased cars. There you go. Those are my two main influences in car culture, and from a young age. I have worked in all aspects of automotive. I started off, you know, drag racing, then I went to road racing, took a break, had some kids. I've gone back to road racing. I own a professional driver's B license now, and that's how I spend summer and fall weekends. And I was recruited out of university to work for Ford Motor Company in production. I moved to their head office and worked for Ford Motor Company of Canada for 14 years and became a car dealer 14 years ago. And at a certain point, you just realize, you know, it's in you. You can't explain why, and instead of fighting it, you just run at it or run into it and enjoy every minute of it. And I certainly have, and been blessed to be able to own a fair number of sports cars, exotic cars, and I don't own them for the flex. I don't own them for the oohs and ahs or the applause. I am just amazed by the craft, from the engineering and design right up to how they work well together, how the transmission, I prefer to shift the transmission on my own like a lot of, you know, guys my age, and I just enjoy the multi-sensory visceral experience of mobility and velocity in a car. Can't get enough of it. You know, the first, I guess, sports car that I'll say that I've got was when I was about 24 years of age. I picked up my first 911. It was a 1973 911E. The E stands for Einspritzung, which means centralized fuel injection, and that's when my love affair with Porsche began. A car that you can drive so comfortably as a daily, yet is so capable on a track. It's actually awe-inspiring, and it still has some form to it, like attractive form and design is remarkable. And from there, you know, when I was 18 years of age, I worked an overtime shift after working multiple weekends during that period of time, and that last Sunday I was going to take off to enjoy, and I got asked to work. I took the shift, and I said that I was going to buy myself something that would be absolutely ridiculous for a student to buy, and so I bought a set of personalized plates which say LUV4RE, which is Love Ferrari, which basically summed up how I have felt about cars for a long time. It wasn't until I was 52 that I got my first Ferrari. I'm lucky to own 7 of them now, and I love them all differently for different reasons, but I do appreciate all of them. I'm fortunate enough to be able to drive one, never mind own a number of them, and it is a thrilling thing to be able to wake up every day and have the option to do that, that's for sure. This particular Ford GT is a 2006 Ford GT, which is the first and only year that they were brought into Canada. This is a Canadian market car, despite the fact that the odometer runs in miles, as does the Speedo, and it goes good. And what I like about it is what you're enjoying right now is that it is a truly visceral experience. Not many cars you get in 2005 that only had, when I say only, had ABS. So no traction control, no launch control, not a lot of safety nannies to it. It is a visceral and raw experience. The Ricardo 5-speed, 6-speed transmission is great, and is actually easy to drive and relatively decent to see out of. Going forward, looking back is a whole other thing, but when you're driving a car like this, you don't spend a lot of time looking in your rear view mirror. There's a reason why it's 1/32nd the size of the windscreen. That's because it matters what's going on in front of you. And that's what I like driving about this car is that you drive the car. The engine is behind a plexiglass window right behind you. You can see it in the rear view mirror, and every direction through every sense is magical when you spend the time in the car. I'm just so fortunate and blessed to own one of the 299 copies that came into Canada in 2006, and I don't drive it a lot, but when I do, I prefer days like this on a quiet country road by myself, and it's almost an intimate moment with the car. I love it.